Your life is a canvas, and every moment is a brushstroke. The painting you're creating right now, it's a masterpiece in progress. But here's the thing. Sometimes we get stuck staring at the dark colors, the mistakes, the parts we wish we could erase. We forget that we're holding the brush. We forget that we have the power to add new colors, to create new shapes, to transform our entire picture. Today, we're going to talk about something that can change everything. Acting as if you've moved on, even when you're still healing. Now, I can almost hear your thoughts. You might be thinking, but I'm hurting. How can I act like I've moved on when I'm still in pain? That's exactly what we're here to figure out together. This isn't about pretending your pain doesn't exist. It's not about putting on a fake smile and telling the world you're fine when you're not. No, this is about something much more powerful. It's about taking control of your life's direction, even when the road is rough. Let me share a story with you. A few years back, he had actually created a new path for himself. This, my friends, is the incredible power of acting as if. It's not about denial. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on the person you're becoming rather than getting stuck in who you were or what happened to you. Think about it like this. Every single day, you're writing a new page in the story of your life. You can't always control what happens in your story, but you absolutely can control how you respond to it. When you choose to act as if you've moved on, you're picking up that pen and deciding to write a new chapter, even if you're still healing from the last one. Now, let's be clear about something. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pushing them aside. Healing takes time, and it's important to acknowledge and process your emotions. But acting as if you've moved on gives you the power to shape your future instead of being trapped by your past. So how do we do this? How do we act as if we've moved on when we're still hurting inside? Let me share some practical steps that can help you on this journey. First, start with your thoughts. Our thoughts are like seeds. Plant negative ones and you'll grow weeds. Plant positive ones and you'll grow a garden. If you constantly tell yourself that you're stuck or that you'll never get over something, yes, you're probably right. But if you choose to think differently, to focus on growth and possibilities, you open up a whole new world. Try this every morning when you wake up. Before you do anything else, take a few minutes to visualize the person you want to be. See yourself happy, confident, and at peace. Feel those emotions in your body. This isn't just positive thinking. It's rewiring your brain to focus on what's possible. When you do this visualization exercise, really engage all your senses. What does this future version of you look like? How do they carry themselves? What kind of energy do they radiate? How do they speak? What kind of clothes are they wearing? The more detailed you can make this visualization, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Next, look at your daily habits. Are they the habits of someone who's moved on and is creating a better life, or are they the habits of someone who's stuck? Small changes can make a big difference. Maybe it's making your bed every morning, or taking a short walk, or calling a friend instead of isolating yourself. Choose one small habit that the moved-on version of you would have and start doing it today. Remember, you're not trying to be perfect here. You're just taking small steps in a new direction. It might feel awkward at first, like you're playing a role. That's okay. Keep going. As you consistently act in these new ways, they'll start to feel more natural.
Let's talk about the power of these small habits for a moment. You see, our lives are not shaped by the big decisions we make occasionally, but by the small choices we make every single day. These small habits, these tiny actions, they're like compound interest for your personal growth. They might not seem like much at first, but over time, they create massive change.
For example, let's say you decide to read just 10 pages of an inspiring book every day. That might not seem like much, but over a year, that's 3,650 pages. That's about 12 books. Imagine how much wisdom you could gain, how much your perspective could shift just from this one small habit. Or maybe you decide to spend 5 minutes each day practicing gratitude. Again, it doesn't seem like much, but that's over 30 hours a year spent focusing on the good in your life. How could that change your outlook? How could that help you move forward? These small habits are powerful because they're doable. They don't require complete life overhaul. They're little steps that you can take every day, even when you're still hurting, even when you don't feel like you've moved on. And each time you follow through on these small commitments to yourself, you're building trust with yourself. You're proving to yourself that you can change, that you can grow. Another powerful tool is to change your environment. Our surroundings have a huge impact on how we feel and act. If you're trying to move on from a difficult situation, look around you. Are there things in your space that are holding you back? Maybe it's time to rearrange your furniture or put away photos that bring up painful memories. Create a space that reflects who you want to be, not who you were. This doesn't mean you have to completely redecorate your home or office. Sometimes small changes can make a big difference. Maybe it's adding some plants to your space to bring in life and freshness. Maybe it's creating a small corner dedicated to your personal growth, a comfortable chair with a good reading light, where you could spend time each day working on yourself. Your environment isn't just your physical space, though. It's also your digital space. Take a look at your social media feeds, the websites you visit regularly, the emails you're subscribed to. Are they supporting your growth and helping you move forward? Or are they keeping you stuck in old patterns and negative thoughts? Consider doing a digital declutter. Unfollow accounts that bring you down or keep you stuck in the past. Subscribe to newsletters or podcasts that inspire you and support your growth. Create a digital environment that reinforces your commitment to moving forward. Well, let's talk about relationships. The people we spend time with have a massive influence on our lives. As you're acting as if you've moved on, it's important to surround yourself with people who support your growth. This might mean spending less time with those who keep you stuck in the past and more time with those who inspire you to move forward. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life entirely, but it does mean being intentional about who you spend your energy on. Seek out people who are where you want to be, who have overcome similar challenges. Their energy and example can lift you up and show you what's possible. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they people who inspire you? Do they challenge you to grow? Do they support your dreams and ambitions? If not, it might be time to expand your circle. Join a club or a class related to something you're interested in. Attend workshops or seminars where you can meet like-minded people. Volunteer for a cause you care about. Remember, you don't have to completely change your social circle overnight. Start by adding 1 or 2 positive influences to your life. As you do, you'll likely find that you naturally start to gravitate more towards people who support your growth and less towards those who keep you stuck. One of the most powerful ways to act as if you've moved on is to help others. When we're hurting, it's easy to become self-focused. But when we reach out to help someone else, something magical happens. We step outside of our own pain for a moment. We remember that we have value to offer the world. Start small. Maybe it's volunteering at a local charity or simply offering a kind word to someone who looks like they're having a tough day. As you give to others, you'll find that you're also giving to yourself. You're reinforcing the idea that you have something valuable to offer, that you're more than your pain or your past. When you help others, you're not just making a difference in their lives, you're also changing how you see yourself. You're proving to yourself that you have the power to create positive change. You're shifting your focus from what you've lost or what's been done to you to what you can give and who. There's a beautiful paradox here. By focusing on others, by giving of yourself, you actually heal yourself. You create a sense of purpose and meaning that can pull you forward even when you're still hurting. Now, I want to address something important. Acting as if you've moved on doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect. It doesn't mean ignoring real problems or challenges in your life. Instead, it means approaching those challenges from a place of strength and possibility rather than victimhood. For example, if you're dealing with financial difficulties, acting as if you've moved on might mean creating a budget and sticking to it, even if you don't see immediate results. It might mean applying for jobs with confidence, even if you've faced rejections before. It's about taking actions that align with where you want to be, not where you are right now. This approach requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of, I can't handle this, try this is difficult, but I'm strong enough to get through it. These small shifts in your internal dialogue can make a huge difference in how you approach change. Remember, healing is not a linear process. There will be days when it feels easy to act as if you've moved on and days when it feels impossible. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself on the tough days. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them derail you. Even on the hardest days, try to do one small thing that aligns with your vision for your future. On those tough days, it can be helpful to have a toolkit of coping strategies. Maybe it's a playlist of songs that lift your spirits. Maybe it's a go-to meditation or breathing exercise. Maybe it's a physical activity like going for a run or dancing in your living room. Whatever it is, have these tools ready so that when the tough days come, and they will come, you have something to help you get through them. As you practice acting as if you've moved on, you might start to notice some interesting changes. You might find yourself standing a little taller, speaking with more confidence. You might notice new opportunities coming your way. This isn't coincidence. It's the result of shifting your energy and focus. You see, when we act as if we've moved on, we send a powerful message to ourselves and to the world around us. We're saying, I'm ready for what's next. I'm open to new possibilities. And the universe has a way of responding to that energy. Think about it like that. Have you ever bought a new car? And suddenly you start seeing that same model everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your brain is tuned to notice them. The same thing happens when you start acting as if you've moved on. You become more attuned to opportunities for growth and positive change. You start noticing the good things in your life more. This shift in perception can create a powerful positive feedback loop. As you notice more good things, you feel more positive. As you feel more positive, you take more positive actions. As you take more positive actions, more good things come your way. And so the cycle continues. Now let's talk about forgiveness. This is a crucial part of truly moving on. When we're hurt or wronged, it's natural to hold on to anger or resentment. But here's the truth. Holding on to those negative emotions doesn't hurt the person who wronged you. It only hurts you. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened. It doesn't mean you have to let that person back into your life. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. It's about choosing peace over being right. Write a letter to the person you need to forgive. Pour out all your feelings onto the page. Be honest about how their actions affected you. Then at the end of the letter, write, I forgive you. You don't need to send this letter. The act of writing it, of choosing forgiveness, is for you. This exercise can be incredibly powerful. It allows you to acknowledge your hurt, to give voice to your feelings, and then to make the conscious choice to let go. It's a way of saying, what happened to me was real and it was painful, but I'm choosing not to let it control my future. Remember, forgiveness is a process. It's not a one-time event. You might need to forgive the same person for the same thing many times over. Each time you do, you're choosing your freedom over your pain. You're choosing to move forward. As you practice forgiveness, you'll find that it becomes easier to act as if you've moved on. You're no longer carrying the weight of past hurts. You're free to focus on your present and your future. Another powerful tool in acting as if you've moved on is gratitude. When we're hurting or struggling, it's easy to focus on what's wrong in our lives. But there's always something to be grateful for, no matter how small. Every night before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for the warm sun on your face, or for the smile of a stranger, or for the cup of coffee you had this morning. As you practice gratitude, you're training your mind to look for the good in your life. And what you focus on grows. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it might be challenging to find things to be grateful for, especially if you're going through a difficult time. But as you persist, you'll find that you start noticing more and more things to appreciate. This practice can be transformative. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from what you've lost to what you've gained. It helps you see that even in the midst of pain or difficulty, there is still good in your life. Moreover, gratitude can actually change your brain. Studies have shown that regularly practicing gratitude can increase the production of dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters responsible for our emotions. It's like giving your brain a happiness workout. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is often what holds us back from truly moving on. Fear of getting hurt again, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear. It's usually more about what we imagine might happen than what actually happens. When you feel fear creeping in, try this. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Then ask, what's the best that could happen? And finally, what's the most likely to happen? Often, you'll find that the worst case scenario is unlikely. And even if it did happen, you'd be able to handle it. This exercise helps you put your fears into perspective. It allows you to look at the situation more objectively rather than getting caught up in the emotional whirlwind of fear. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and taking action anyway. As you act as if you've moved on, there will be moments of fear. Acknowledge them, then keep moving forward. It can be helpful to reframe how you think about fear. Instead of seeing it as a stop sign, try seeing it as a signpost. Fear often points us towards the things that are most important to us, the areas where we have the most potential for growth. For example, if you're afraid of putting yourself out there and meeting new people, it might be because relationships and connection are important to you. If you're afraid of pursuing a new career path, it might be because you deeply value finding fulfilling work. When you look at fear this way, it becomes less of an obstacle and more of a guide. It's showing you where you need to go to grow, to heal, to truly move forward. Another important aspect of acting is if you've moved on to self-care. When we're healing, it's easy to neglect ourselves. But taking care of your physical and emotional well-being is crucial. This might mean getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly. It might mean setting boundaries with people who drain your energy. It might mean taking time for activities that bring you joy and peace. Self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you're ensuring that you have the energy and resources to create the life you want. Think about it this way. If you were responsible for taking care of a child, you wouldn't neglect their basic needs, would you? You'd make sure they ate well, got enough sleep, had time to play and relax. Well, you need to treat yourself with that same level of care and compassion. Self-care looks different for everyone. For some, it might be a long bath at the end of a stressful day. For others, it might be going for a run or practicing yoga. It might be reading a book, painting, gardening, or cooking a healthy meal. The important thing is to find what nourishes you, what helps you feel centered and recharged. And remember, self-care isn't just about the big gestures. It's also about the small, everyday choices you make. It's about saying no to things that don't serve you. It's about taking a few deep breaths when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's about speaking to yourself with kindness and compassion. As you practice self-care, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. You're saying, I am worthy of care and attention. I am valuable. This mindset is crucial as you act as if you've moved on. It reinforces the idea that you deserve good things, that you're worthy of a bright future. Now let's talk about the power of your words. The language we use, both when we talk to ourselves and when we talk to others, has a profound impact on our reality. When you're acting as if you've moved on, it's important to pay attention to the words you're using. Are you still using the language of a victim, or are you using the language of someone who's taking control of their life? Instead of saying, I have to, try saying, I choose to. Instead of, I can't, try, I haven't figured out how yet. These small shifts in language can create big shifts in your mindset. And it's not just about the words you say out loud. It's also about your internal dialogue. That voice in your head that's constantly commenting on your life, is it kind and supportive, or is it critical and discouraging? Start paying attention to that voice. When you catch it being negative, gently redirect it. Treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you'd offer a good friend. This practice of mindful speech extends to how you talk about your past experiences, too. Instead of saying, I'm broken because of what happened, try, I'm healing and growing stronger every day. Instead of that experience ruined my life, try that experience taught me valuable lessons that I'm using to create a better future. Remember, your words create your world. By consciously choosing empowering language, you're reinforcing your commitment to moving forward. You're training your brain to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. Now let's discuss the importance of setting goals as you act as if you've moved on. Having clear, meaningful goals gives you something to work towards. It shifts your focus from what you've left behind to what you're moving towards. But here's the key. Make sure your goals are aligned with who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. For example, instead of setting a goal to get a promotion, you might set a goal to develop leadership skills that will make me a valuable asset to my company. The first goal is about an external achievement, while the second is about personal growth. As you set these goals, break them down into small, manageable steps. This allows you to make consistent progress, which in turn boosts your confidence and motivation. Each small win reinforces the idea that you're moving forward, that you're capable of creating positive change in your life. And don't forget to celebrate these small wins. Too often, we focus solely on the end goal and forget to acknowledge the progress we're making along the way. But these small victories are crucial. They build momentum. They prove to you that change is possible. As you're working towards your goals, it's important to stay flexible. Life has a way of throwing curveballs and things don't always go according to plan. That's okay. Being able to adapt and adjust your course is a crucial skill as you move forward in life. This flexibility is part of what it means to act as if you've moved on. It's about being open to new possibilities, even if they're different from what you initially envisioned. It's about trusting that even if things don't go exactly as planned, you have the resilience and creativity to find a new path forward. Now, let's talk about the power of new experiences. When we're stuck in the past, we tend to do the same things over and over. We stick to our routines, our comfort zones. But acting as if you've moved on means being open to new experiences. Try something new. Take a class in a subject you've always been curious about. Visit a place you've never been before. Try a new hobby. These new experiences do more than just add variety to your life. They show you that you're capable of growth and change. They open your eyes to new possibilities. Here's something fascinating. Research has shown that new experiences can actually slow down our perception of time. When we're stuck in routines, time seems to fly by. But when we're having new experiences, time seems to expand. So by seeking out new experiences, you're not just enriching your life, you're actually creating the sensation of having more time. This openness to new experiences is a key part of acting as if you've moved on. It shows that you're not defined by your past, that you're willing to step into new territory. It's a way of saying to the world and to yourself, I'm ready for what's next. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you've moved on, remember that setbacks are normal? There will be days when you feel like you're right back where you started. Don't let these moments discourage you. They're not failures. They're opportunities to practice resilience. When you have a setback, treat yourself with kindness. Acknowledge how you're feeling, then ask yourself, what would the moved on version of me do in this situation? Then take one small step in that direction. These setbacks can actually be valuable learning experiences. They can show you areas where you might need more support or different strategies. They can highlight limiting beliefs that you still need to work on. Instead of seeing them as failures, try to see them as feedback. And remember, healing isn't linear. It's more like a spiral. You might revisit the same issues multiple times, but each time you do, you're approaching them from a place of greater wisdom and strength. You're spiraling upward, even if it doesn't always feel like it in the moment. As you act as if you've moved on, it's important to surround yourself with the reminders of your progress. Keep a journal where you record your small wins and insights. Create a vision board that represents the future you're working towards. Use positive affirmations that reinforce your new mindset. These visual and verbal reminders serve as anchors. They help you stay focused on your goals, especially on days when you're struggling. They're tangible proof of your commitment to moving forward. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose. You can choose to stay stuck in the past, or you can choose to act as if you've moved on. The choice is yours, and you have the power to make it in every single moment. This power of choice is one of the most fundamental truths of human existence. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what circumstances you find yourself in, you always have the power to choose your response. This is where your true power lies. By choosing to act as if you've moved on, you're reclaiming your power. You're saying, I may not be able to control everything that happens to me, but I can control how I respond. I can control the actions I take. I can control the person I become. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. You are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by how you choose to respond. By choosing to act as if you've moved on, you're taking control of your story. You're saying to the world, and more importantly to yourself, I am more than my past. I am creating my future. Imagine for a moment the person you want to be. The person who has moved on, who has healed, who is living a life of purpose and joy. That person exists within you right now. By acting as if you've moved on, you're bringing that person to life step by step. This journey of acting as if you've moved on is not about denying your past or pretending that difficult things didn't happen. It's about choosing to focus on growth rather than stagnation. It's about deciding that while you can't change what happened, you can change how you respond to it. It's about writing a new chapter in your life story. And here's something beautiful to remember. As you act as if you've moved on, as you take these steps towards healing and growth, you're not just changing your own life, you're also inspiring others around you. You're showing them what's possible. You're lighting the way for others who might be struggling. Your journey of healing and moving forward has a ripple effect. It touches the lives of your family, your friends, your colleagues. It contributes to creating a more positive, more compassionate world. So by doing this work for yourself, you're also doing something profound for the world around you. Starting today, act as if you've moved on. Wake up each morning and ask yourself, what would the moved on version of me do today? Then do that. Take those actions, make those choices, be that person. It won't always be easy. There will be days when it feels impossible. But I promise you, if you keep choosing to act as if you've moved on, even when you're still healing, you will create real and lasting change in your life. Remember, this is a process. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about consistently making choices that align with the future you want to create, even when it's difficult, especially when it's difficult. You have the power within you right now to transform your life. You have the strength to heal, to grow, to become the person you're meant to be. Trust in that power. Believe in your ability to change. And most importantly, take action. Every time you choose to act as if you've moved on, you're building new neural pathways in your brain. You're creating new habits, new patterns of thought and behavior. Over time, these new patterns become your default. What once felt like an act becomes your reality. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to a new life, a life where you've truly moved on, starts with a single choice. Make that choice today. Choose to act as if you've moved on. Choose to write a new story for your life. Choose to become the person you're meant to be. As you leave here today, I want you to remember this. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you realize. You have within you everything you need to heal, to grow, to create the life you desire. The path forward might not always be clear. There might be obstacles along the way, but with each step you take, with each choice you make to act as if you've moved on, you're creating your own path. You're lighting the way for yourself. And know this, you're not alone on this journey. There are people who believe in you, who support you. Reach out to them. Let them encourage you. Let them encourage you. Let them remind you of your strength when you can do this. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. Go out there and create the life you deserve. The world is waiting for you to shine your light. It's time to let it shine bright. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Remember, you have the power to change your life. Now go out there and use it. The best is yet to come. Your future self is cheering you on. Every step you take towards acting as if you've moved on is a step towards becoming that person you dream of being. So take that first step today, and then another, and another. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll see that what once seemed impossible has become your reality. You are capable of amazing things. You are worthy of love, joy, and success. You are strong enough to overcome any obstacle. You are resilient enough to bounce back from any setback. You are wise enough to learn from your experiences and use that wisdom to create a beautiful future. Go forth with courage, with hope, with determination. Act as if you've moved on and watch as your life transforms. Your new chapter begins now. Write it with confidence, with love, with the full knowledge that you are the author of your own. Thank you, and remember, The power to change your life is in your hands. Use it wisely, use it often, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. The best is truly yet to come.